Video. Thank you. Now get the hell out. And the audio coming at you in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Jeremiah Show, Dr. D, on this beautiful day in Santa Barbara.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Very good. Very nice.
I would say this is so far mild summer. Very nice.
Very mild.
Nice.
Yeah, it is actually. But we're doing what we always say we're not going to do. We're not going to talk about the weather.
But
it's so nice. It's hard not to talk about.
Well, but it ties into our guests who are always so hot.
Yeah,
they're always so hot. They got some great stuff.
That is true, and especially our guest up on the show today. It's great weather though for concerts. If you can get to an outdoor concert, or if you can just get to a concert, it's great.
When was the last time you were at the Bowl?
I haven't been to the Bowl for a couple of years now. I got to go. Well, I mean, I've been to the Bowl with Moss. You know, he toured us around and walking around the Bowl. But I have not been to the Bowl
for a concert.
Right. No, I've got to do that.
What a great place!
It
really is.
It is. Yeah, it is a beautiful spot. And our guest today, I'm not going to say her name yet. I like to draw it out and tease you, keep you guessing. Our guest today, she invited me last time we had her on. She invited me and so graciously gave us a couple tickets to the Libby Bowl down there in Ojai.
Oh yeah.
And it was another one of those great summer nights. It was just great. And I couldn't. Have you been to the Libby Bowl?
I have not. No, I've been to Ojai, but not the Libby Bowl.
Here's why I really love that venue. On my first visit there is, you know, there's this beautiful park and so there's a lot of families out there, you know, picnicking, watching the show, and and then there was, you know, food and beer stations and wine stations, and it was just this real nice feel. And then the bowl, it almost kind of looks like the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just great. All the seats are comfortable, and our special guest was just rocking the stage. I didn't get to see her after the show, but have always meant and wanted to tell her how much I really enjoyed the band, and just thought they're just really, really a great band.
Well, now you can tell her
a great band to see live.
Matter of fact, you just did.
Yeah. Sharoón Eliashar.
Oh,
did I do it?
Perfect.
I wanted all of us to do this together.
All right.
One, two, 3. Sharoón Eliashar. She didn't do it with us.
She didn't have to. She's
the star. Yeah, she's the star, our special guest. Vocals, guitar, and compositions with the amazing band that I was just talking about. Ruby Ate the Fig. It's hard to describe the band, although I can. It's infused. Their music is infused with a Middle Eastern color and a groove. Master musicians. I'll let her Sharoón tell us about it a little bit more. If you haven't seen the band, again, go out and check them out, and they're going on tour. They're launching this Saturday night down at one of my other favorite places to check out a band, at the Hotel Cafe.
Oh,
just an amazing spot. So they're starting the tour there. I'm going to give you some dates here at the very end, but let's talk to Sharoón. Sharoón, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming back. We appreciate that.
I know you have a list. I know you got a list of questions, but I have to ask. May I ask where the name comes from? It's so beautiful. It's like I said before we started. I'm changing my name to Sharoón Eliashar II.
It really gets you curious, right?
Yeah.
The name. I mean,
where's it from?
Which name? My name or the band name?
Your name.
My name. Okay, that's a great question. So my family was in Spain 500 years ago. We were in Híjar of Aragon County. We had to leave for the Inquisition because we're Spanish Jews. And we went to Israel, Palestine 500 years ago. And we were from Híjar. So it was El Híjar, which became Eliashar.
And Sharoón? Is there a meaning for that?
Yeah, it's from Hebrew. It's Sharon in Hebrew. And when my mom came to this country, she said Ron is Ron, so Sharon became Sharon. So she kind of made it up.
Okay, I get you. Interesting. Okay, so then we do have to go to that other question. Where does the name Ruby Ate the Fig come from?
Well, that's a mystery, so we don't tell that. So it's a mystery, but it definitely is a nod to.
It's one of those
biblical themes, Eve and the apple, and because most of my music is based in the desert, based in the Middle East, and I use a lot of themes from that time and space. One of the new songs on our new album is called The Tent, and it's a very famous story that's in one of the books in the Bible. So Ruby Ate the Fig alludes to kind of being in the Middle East back then.
Well, it also, like even when a musician describes a song, if you describe it too much, it takes whatever meaning I get from it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it now is, it's something that conflicts with what I thought it was. So I really usually don't like to ask an artist to describe their song, because I think so many listeners out there get their own meaning from it and connect in their own way.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Sharoón?
Absolutely. I mean, I learned early on that, I put out a song and I release it, or any piece of art, and everyone's going to have their own relationship to it. I mean, someone was even arguing with me about the meaning of the lyrics that I wrote. And I'm just like,
I love that.
I'm like, why don't you ask the lyricist? Why don't you ask the songwriter? And they were like, no, the song means this. And I just went, okay.
Wow.
Well, in a way, though, you could take that as a really good compliment.
Yeah,
Someone
totally.
gets so passionate that they
they're so into
think
it,
they
yeah.
know more. The listener knows more than the actual lyricist or the songwriter.
I was like, my jaw was dropping. I'm like, are we really having this conversation?
There's a funny bit in Family Guy where Brian and Stewie are arguing with Anne Murray about what the lyrics to Snowbird really mean. It's like, please.
No, hold on. I'm gonna pause there. Dr. D, you're watching a lot of Family Guy these days.
I do.
We're gonna have to say we're gonna have to add it to the list of one of the things we can't talk about it on the radio show. Richard likes to do the impersonations, but we do need comedy in our lives. So
do you feel in this day and age, here we are in the 21st century, because I know it's probably true that Middle Eastern music, whether it be straight Middle Eastern music or incorporated into other music that musicians are writing, let's say here in the States and so forth, has been misunderstood. Do you think it's less misunderstood today, or is it still as misunderstood and so forth?
That's a great question. I mean,
Dr. D's two for.
Two for?
It's a great question.
Zero.
It's a great question. Misunderstood it's more that people are just uneducated about it, as opposed to having it being misunderstood. But yeah, I don't think Americans on the whole have a grasp of Middle Eastern music, the complexities and what it is. And it's really only people that are studying it, either they're from the Middle East or Americans that are studying it, that get into grasp.
I got to follow up. Sorry.
Go for it.
No.
What
would you like them to understand about it? What should we know about it that
Okay, that's a great question. The thing about it is it has different rhythms, like all other musics, and it has different modes, which is, different melodies, let's say. So what I'm doing when I write for Ruby Ate the Fig is I'm incorporating those Middle Eastern grooves and the Middle Eastern modes, you should call them. So that's and Ruby Ate the Fig is not Middle Eastern music at all. I mean, it incorporates it, but it's not. It's rock. Yeah. It's rock that
yes, it
draws my inspiration from that music. We also have a phenomenal Middle Eastern player, Ali Paris, on the qanun, which is a plucked zither, and he totally adds color and lines and melodies to the music, which makes it unique. We also have Polly Tapia Ferber on the doumbek, or darabuka, which is that hourglass drum. And she actually, completely contributes to the whole Middle Eastern sound. In fact, she was my doumbek teacher, and I wrote a lot of these songs on the doumbek, and with her in mind playing them. So just to start, Ruby Ate the Fig will incorporate Middle Eastern rhythms and color and instruments, but we're still basically rock. I also do a lot of odd time writing, which is not, just 4/4, if you know what that means. And that's also inspired by my studies of Middle Eastern music, not necessarily Arabic music, but like Turkish music or other musics. And so it's got an element of prog rock in it, in the sense of there's the times are all over the place, and the material is very, very challenging to play. But we don't sound like, we're not a prog rock band. I mean, we don't have that sound. But if you really tune into the rhythms and what we're doing, it's very complex. So that's how the Middle Eastern element is kind of captured by Ruby Ate the Fig.
Now, you mentioned, of course, you have their different rhythms. And I'm curious about the music, the notes, because here in the States, I learned there are 8 notes and there are 8 octaves and the sharps and flats and so forth. But I'm also somewhat familiar with at least a cursory understanding, for example, of Indian music, which like when you think about what they call the ragas, and they don't have just 8 notes that they're dealing with. So I'm curious about the breakdown when it comes to, like, when I hear like there'll be television programs or movies where in a Muslim country, it's now prayer time, and you hear the individual singing over the loudspeakers, and the notes are literally flowing all over the place. I mean, it's first of all, it's very beautiful, but I'm just curious as to that particular aspect, combining with the different rhythms throughout.
That's a great question. So I don't sing like that. I'm a pretty straightforward Western singer.
Right.
Ali, the kanun player, brings those modes and all those notes and all the quarter tones to the band when he's improvising and in between the vocals. So that's a great question. But
that's cool.
No, when you listen to my melodies, you can hear I'm influenced by them, but I'm pretty straight. I'm Western in that sense. Yeah.
And how did you go about choosing the specific instruments, percussion and otherwise, to be in the band? Because I know there are more than just those instruments that you would incorporate from your heritage and that type of music that you bring to the quote unquote American rock scene.
Right. Another great, you're just full of great questions, aren't you?
we're on a roll here, buddy.
It's Richard's birthday, so he's just taking over the show.
Oh, that's right. So, and that's a wonderful.
Happy birthday, buddy.
I studied Middle Eastern music with Polly, who's our doumbek player in the band. She's performing with us on this tour. She's amazing. And I studied because I wanted to play doumbek in my band. And after studying with her, I'm like, I should get her to play, right? I mean, so because I was studying Middle Eastern music with her, she, there's an oud. We used to have an oud player. We now have a kanun player. Basically, the doumbek is really important to be in the band. And then the melody instruments have kind of come and gone. We had an amazing oud player. We had an amazing flute woodwinds player. Unfortunately, the oud player passed away. I wrote a song for him. And I basically, with respect to bringing Ali in, he's such a great player. It was like, well, yeah, let's just bring that color in. So it wasn't like, I mean, I always wanted kanun. Kanun is the plucked zither. It's like a harp, like a table harp. I always heard kanun in the band, but there weren't many kanun players around. And then, we kind of got connected, and we're thrilled to have him. So we will probably work with an oud player again. It's just a matter of finding the players in the country.
When you travel around the country in particular, I'm sure you're doing it more now than you were the last couple of years. Do you find that the instruments that you're using on stage during your performances are inspiring other people in the audience to maybe learn how to play these instruments that maybe they have never ever seen before in their lives?
Yeah, and we've heard, I mean, I don't know if they're learning how to play them, but we definitely get that feedback, like, wow, this is mind-blowing. I've never seen an instrument like that. I've never seen a musician like that. Oh my God, that's so amazing. And it's definitely I believe that when people see our shows, they do get inspired to kind of maybe check out Middle Eastern music more. So yeah, for sure.
I got a question.
It's your turn.
What?
Your turn.
It's your birthday over already.
Well,
you didn't blow out the candles. Well, you mentioned back a little ways back, Sharoón, that it's not a Middle Eastern band. You have influences with a lot of world music, but it's a rock band. Is that how you would describe if someone had never heard the band? Is that how you describe yourself? And if I could add, if it is a rock band, rock band, the way you describe it, it reminds me of a I don't want to say a real rock band, but kind of a real kind of the roots of rock and roll, the way it used to be in the 70s and the way it started out. I mean, music is so great because it can go in so many different directions. But sometimes it's categorized as a rock band and it's not. But I think you have a real true rock band.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we are definitely a rock band. We're not world music, because world music is it's a certain sound, and it really is traditional music that might be played by drums and bass and electric guitar, but it's really that music. We are not world music. We don't play traditional Middle Eastern music.
Dr. D, how long do we have till break?
We still have about 3-4 minutes.
Okay, well then perfect. Let's talk about the album. Let's start talking about the new album and the making of this album. And I mean, you were here last year, or last album, with Caress the Moon. I believe your debut album really is Ruby Ate the Fig. And just a side comment, as a rock musician, you're very, very learned or talented. As a lyricist, I just, and the titles, I'm not sure if you come up with them, but I have a feeling that you do. It feels like the way you write. The titles of the albums, the title of your band, Ruby Ate the Fig, Caress the Moon, just these bring images, right? They're stories within stories. They're stories within titles, really, right? Caress the Moon. Don't explain it. Just live with it.
Well,
listen to the album. Desert Electric, right?
I've spent many years in the Sinai Desert hanging out with the Bedouins, and that's where I write all my lyrics from. All my lyrics are all my songs are like love songs to the desert, or from the desert to me. Like I just have this mystical connection with the desert, and that's it. I was born in Jerusalem. I was raised in Palm Springs, so I'm really connected in there. But all my lyrics are from that. It's just Caress the Moon, or They Came with Stones, or Desert Electric, or Breathe With Me Slowly. And then all the words, of course, all the stories are, some of them are actual stories about Bedouins in the desert. Some of them are basically love songs.
I love the story you told on the last show. I hate to have you repeat anything, but I just love that story, the Bedouins and the well, and the rock, the stones. Would you mind telling that story again? I think new listeners might enjoy that.
Our single that we released is called Breathe With Me Slowly, and the lyrics of the chorus is all alone at last, eyes touching eyes on the grass. And in the Bedouin culture, I would go out goat herding with the young women. And at the end of the day, we would all come up from the canyon, and we'd all come to a big well, and all their brothers and cousins and all the men would come up to, fetch their sisters and cousins back home, because the society is pretty separate. The men and women don't hang out together, especially young. So we're all hanging out by this well, and all the young women are there and all the young men are there, and everyone's just looking at each other. And it's like, that's what they have. Eyes touching eyes on the grass, or eyes touching eyes at the well. And it's just this and it's interesting because the whole COVID thing, and interesting, like we couldn't really hug each other. We had to keep apart. It was really eyes touching eyes these last couple of years with everybody. We had masks on. We couldn't even see our faces. So Breathe With Me Slowly is about that. It's about it's another love song, but it's like, here we are, we don't get to touch, but we get to make love through our eyes.
Love it. Well, we're going to play that song at the next commercial break. I'm going to play it in its entirety. Sharoón, we're going to take a real quick break. I want to tell everybody out there, and hopefully you can stay. I know we didn't have you for that long today, but maybe you can stay for one more segment if you don't mind, and talk a little bit more about making the album. Let me tell the listeners out there, you're going to hear Ruby Ate the Fig here coming up at the break, and then we're going to play the single and debut it again. I don't know if I can say debut again since we've already debuted it last week on the show. We're going to play it again for you.
There you go.
We're encore. We're going to encore the
I
song.
like
Hey, you
that.
like that?
Yeah.
I'm sharp today
I tell
on your
ya.
birthday. Had to come sharp, prepared sharp. Okay, so let me tell you where you can find Ruby Ate the Fig. Go to Spotify and anywhere you stream music and favor, like, follow, whatever they ask you to do, just do it. Ruby Ate the Fig. You'll thank me later. That is how the algorithms in the music business these days take our artists to the top. And you want to help Ruby Ate the Fig get there. They're I'd say they're already there, but next second album, Breathe With Me. Well, excuse me, the first single off the second album, Breathe With Me Slowly. The album is Desert Electric. Find them on Spotify at Ruby Ate the Fig. Okay, go to Instagram with me now, and you can find them there also. Ruby Ate the Fig on Facebook. Same title, Ruby Ate the Fig. I'm not going to let you forget it. It's tour dates, summer 2022, this June 25th. We're airing the show on that day, June 25th, at the Hotel Cafe in Hollywood. If you haven't been there, go. And it's a really, really great, intimate, but spacious, just a really cool place to see a show.
I just forgot the name of the group. What was the name of the group again?
Ruby Ate the Fig.
I won't ever forget it again.
And we're not going to explain it for you. You can come up with your own meaning, and you can argue with our special guest about what that meaning is.
I love that.
Sharoón
That's so cool.
Eliashar. Okay, so also the 29th of June, the Holding Company in San Diego. July 1, Rio, Nito, Roadhouse, the Russian River. When you're up there, get some great wine. And I'm not going to tell you what the date is because it's coming soon. You can buy tickets for the Almost Famous Wine Company in Livermore and the Bottom of the Hill. You can buy them off the website, rubyateTheFig.com. We'll be right back.
All right. Ready?
1 second, please. Sharoón Eliashar.
Sharoón.
Yeah.
Already.
Great. That was great.
I told you.
We're not on, right?
No.
Okay, good. Thank you. You guys are great.
Sharoón Eliashar.
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 It's a hard name.
When you don't say it right away,
Well,
it kind of escapes.
if I say it wrong the first time, I'm
Eliashar.
never going to get it right. I go off in all the different tangents.
Sharoón Eliashar. Ready?
Eliashar.
Give it to us one more. Give the last name one more time.
Sharoón Eliashar.
Yeah, Eliashar.
Eliashar.
All right.
Eliashar.
I forget.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Our special guest is Sharoón Eliashar. Ruby Ate the Fig. She's the lead singer, the composer, the lyricist, and one hell of a performer. I saw her live myself. I got the privilege, and I'd love for you to go check it out as well. Coming up, you can do it today, June 25th, Hotel Cafe in Hollywood.
You know, you talk about the desert. You talk about that's your inspiration and so forth. So you really do everything you can to stay connected to nature, don't you? And in your case, it's really more the desert as opposed to going down to the ocean or up into the mountains and that kind of thing. Your affinity is with the sand and the dirt, and the heat and so forth and so on.
I can tell you're not a desert lover. Yeah. The affinity is to the simplicity and just the ground zero for me. Yeah.
Palm Springs, especially, it's one of my go-to, just to get, to really get away and feel, I don't know, connected to not only me, but to the sky, the light.
Yeah.
The air.
Oh, yeah.
It's just you feel healthy out there. You feel good.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, the nice thing is if you're in a place, and I think Santa Barbara, and even where we live up above Santa Barbara and Palm Springs and some of these other places, where at night it cools down so nicely and the sky is clear, as long without the clouds, and it just feels so good.
And clean. Yeah.
And clean. Yeah, that's even the better part is it feels so clean. And I love a term that was used, or a phrase that was used about how we as human beings, and I'd love your spin on this, Sharoón, we want to be, and this was the phrase that was used, wild and free. And not wild in the sense of anarchy either.
Right, right.
Talk
Right. Well,
how you feel about that?
Wild and free. Yes. I mean, where I live now, I live in New Mexico, also in the high desert, in the middle of nowhere, off the grid. And I've lived there for years, and it's really profound. I mean, my husband and I were out there, and that's it. One of the things I realized about living out there was that the dominant thought form was not human.
Wow.
And that's wild, and that's free to me.
Yeah.
Could you explain that a little more?
It's like the trees have thought forms, the plants, the grasses, the birds, all the animals, the bears, the mountain lions, the bobcats, the foxes, it's like, you're
the minority.
Yeah. I mean, there's no static on the line that you kind of get in a city,
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, asking me what does wild and free mean, that's what that means to me. And when I'm in the Sinai Desert, it's the same thing. I'm just kind of one with earth and nature and God, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
When you talk about the flora and the fauna, for example, fauna, that's pretty easy to talk about in terms of the not just the mythology, but even the reality of thought forms from animals. But a lot of people don't think of that in the context of plants, trees, and so forth. And there was a scientist in the early 1930s, I have to say, who developed a device. He was an Indian scientist who developed a device called a crescograph that would measure what is referred to as the turgor pressure. It's kind of like our blood pressure on plants. And he would use chloroform. And he'd use chloroform to test the machine and see what happened. And you'd watch the turgor pressure drop when the chloroform was close. And then when you pull it away, which I always thought, well, okay, that's interesting, because if that's the case, then how are vegetarians going to justify eating plants if we've determined that plants are conscious and sentient and they can detect pain?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tell us about that new album.
Yeah, please.
Desert Electric.
So Desert Electric, we started it right before COVID. We recorded it. It was like 2018, 2019. And then unfortunately we had a break like everyone else. So we just released it like last week. And I'm really, really proud of it. It's beautiful. There's songs about the desert. The production's beautiful. It was produced by me and Mark Mann. The musicianship's beautiful. The lyrics, I mean, again, it's hard to talk about. People just need to hear it. I'm very proud of this album. It really encapsulates my vision that I've had for years for Ruby Ate the Fig.
Where can the listener find the album and support Ruby Ate the Fig?
So just like you said, any streaming device, we're on everything right now. So Desert Electric on Ruby Ate the Fig is on Spotify and YouTube, and our website, rubyateTheFig.com. And of course, we'll be playing songs from the new album at our live shows. This first one coming up at Hotel Cafe on Saturday. And yeah, please check us out.
Ron, so great to have you back. The band Ruby Ate the Fig. So you can see them at the Hotel Cafe again on June 25th. Travel down the coast with them at the holding company to San Diego on the 29th of June. The Rio Neto Roadhouse, 7-1 Rio Neto, Russian River. Again, I'm going to say best place in the world to have some wine, in my opinion, aside from Santa Barbara County. Don't send me any hate mail, Santa Barbara. Almost Famous Wine Company in Livermore, at bottom of the hill in San Francisco, on 7-2 at Livermore and 7-3 in San Francisco. Thank you so much. Now, here we are. We're going to debut the new song by Ruby Ate the Fig. So great to have you. Thank you.
Sharoón,
thank you so much. It was great. We can talk for hours for sure.
Sure. Well, good thing we've got hours to fill for many, many years, hopefully, here on the Jeremiah Show. So come back.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Have a great tour. Love
Thank you.
Thank you. The new album again is Desert Electric. Ruby ate the fig. We'll be right back.
We're clear on the audio.
Thank you.
Sharoón,
Yeah,
thank
you guys are great. You threw that question at me. I'm like, whoa.
Which
What
one?
does it mean to be free and wild? I'm like,
Oh, wild and free.
Okay.
Actually,
Well,
it was one of my favorite artists, John Denver, who was quoted. They put together this little tribute to him after his passing, and that was one of the things he says. That's what we want to be, is wild and free. And it's important to understand what the wild part really means. And again, it has nothing to do with anarchy and destroying things.
right.
Well, thank you again. Many blessings to you, and hope we talk to you again soon.
So much. You guys are fantastic. Really. Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll play this twice on Saturday, and I'll send it to the podcast to you later today.
Wonderful. Thank you. And then we'll post it on Facebook and everything. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Rolling audio.
Got
in
it. I'm clicking got it on Zoom.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Now we have this is an action-packed show. We've got a really, here's our headliner right now. He's got a show tomorrow night at the Wildcat. Not going to mention his name again. I'm going to tease a little bit here. But before I have to wake up Dr. D, because he ate his whole birthday cake.
I did, and
the sugar.
I'm coming off of
he was on a sugar high, and then
now
he crashed.
The sugar yeah.
So for his birthday, he ate some of the candles. I'm a little worried about him. I think we can get through this next.
I think so.
Part of the show, Dr. D.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, Dr. D.
Yes, sir.
Here's what we're gonna do. Stand up, do a few jumping jacks, and sit down. Yeah. All right. Pretend like you're David Lee Roth in the 1984 video.
Okay.
All right.
Might
as well jump. Now, come on.
I kind of miss David Lee Roth. We should get him on the show. I think Finn had a little bit
some of the birthday
cake some of your
too.
cake
Yes.
you shared. I'm glad
yes,
you shared some of it, Dr. D, because it goes all to your hips.
I was thinking more in terms of the Sam Kinison kind of thing.
I like that one too. Yeah. Hey, he was great in that. What was that film? Back to School.
Oh my gosh!
With Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah,
that guy was badass in that.
So funny, so funny. Who's our guest that's talking with us already?
The show. I'm just total. I lost total control of the show. Lost total control, but it doesn't matter.
How do you lose what you never had?
Exactly. Who needs control?
That's right.
Control's over.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Where are we? Why are we? What is this? Why is it? I don't know.
That's right.
As long as we're having fun, I think you can say we're having fun.
The great philosophical
Finseth.
Yeah.
John Finseth.
Yep.
Now,
John, me.
I was going to set you up just slightly, Finn, if you don't mind. He lets me call him Finn. I guess his friends, if I can call myself a friend, get to call. Yeah. That's still my application is pending on that one. But
I refer to him as Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Lordship.
Music guy.
Hey, there's no betting on this show, and I never slice. Okay, come on. Damn. Okay, you can owe me.
Oh, man, if you can't tell by Finn's energy, man, the show is going to be amazing tomorrow night. It's at the Wildcat. I'm going to keep telling you. I haven't. The Wildcat has been there. I don't think it was called Wildcat at that point, but it has been there. My grandfather, it used to be my grandfather's watering hole. He used to sell cars across the street at lunch. They'd go over to, all the salesmen would go over to the Wildcat and have drink their lunch, and then they never go back to to sell cars. And I got busy immediately about my departed grandfather. But then my father, Finn, you don't know this, when Wildcat burned down, my father rebuilt it. And
holy crap.
And at one point, I don't know if I should say this, but in the men's room, I guess people that have been there know, there were Bob had them put in little peepholes so you could watch your date on the dance floor while you were using the urinal, over the urinal.
Wait a second. Was there a little Chuck Berry in him?
Probably. Bob, is such a great guy. And then I used to go there in college. So for your show tomorrow night in Santa Barbara here at Wildcat, Wildcat Lounge, I invited a bunch of my college roommates to come with me tomorrow night to see the show. Finn, tell us about it, man.
Well, so tomorrow night's show is basically sort of like a, how would I explain it? It's like in the movie The Aviator when they were in the Spruce Goose. So we're all gonna kind of get it up to speed tomorrow night, and we're gonna try to, see where the headwind is and get this bird off the ground, because this is like a 40-year-old bird here that we still think can fly quite good, but there's gonna be a little danger because we just don't know what happens when we plug into an SVT cabinet and an AC30. We just don't know what's going to happen. So we're really excited about it, actually.
Did the Spruce
and it's going to be
Goose
great.
make it off the first? I don't remember in the movie. Did he?
It did.
Did it crash?
Yeah, he got off the ground.
He got off the ground the first time. Well, I have no doubt that you will get off the ground, and the Tearaways. I didn't even mention the Tearaways yet.
Yeah.
But the Tearaways will get off the ground and fly. And even if they crash, it's going to be a hell of a ride.
You know what? Part of the fun is crashing. Okay.
That's part of rock and roll, right?
I guarantee we're going to crash. That's one thing I can guarantee you. I'm not sure what we're going to crash into, but I'll at least have the drummer hit a crash. Okay. Something will happen.
I like it.
So we're really looking forward to it. On the drums, playing with us tomorrow night is one of our original drummers. His name was Mark Membrano. And I remember on the last show when I was mentioning that we had dug out our studio with the picks and shovels. He was one of the guys that dug the picks and shovels with us in the studio. So, so anybody that can dig out a rehearsal studio under your house for 3 months in a crawl space to make it into a rehearsal studio.
Wow.
He's sort of in the brotherhood,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So,
wow.
So
why did you choose the Wildcat? I mean, I know you guys got your start out in Isla Vista, right? If I remember correctly, at the flea market. We thought we'd go really uptown, The problem is the Pat's Grass Shack was closed, Oscar's is closed, George's is closed, Baudelaire's is closed, so we're thinking about, okay, and we didn't really want it to make it this big deal, but we thought it would just be kind of fun for our friends. And we're going to go play, a bunch of just kind of fun songs, really, sort of our version of the Star Club, when the Beatles played in Hamburg. So we're going to play a bunch of our favorite songs, plus a few of the songs from the new record. So, we were thinking of where should we do this gig? Mm-hmm.
So I thought, should we go to the bowling alley? I thought, could we just reserve like 4 bowling aisles? And we could just set up our gear, which would be kind of fun,
Yeah.
People could come out and they could like bowl right in front of us. We'd have to jump over the ball. That'd be kind of fun, but the guy at the bowling alley didn't agree and didn't think that would be that funny, but we thought it'd be great. So it came to the Wildcat, and
need some vision there.
Yeah,
Right.
and I like the vibe in there. It has this cool kind of funky 60s, almost sort of like Pandora's Box, that place in Sunset. It reminds me of pictures of that, or the old Whiskey A Go-Go from the 60s.
That's what I was, yeah.
So it has that, but yet it has the old classic, no stage, you're on the dance floor or whatever vibe. So it kind of brings us right there. So I think it should be intimate, but great. We're just so excited about it.
I'll tell you what, that bowling alley idea, what a great promotion. Can you get, ladies and gentlemen, the 7-10 split? And we're not talking about the pins at the end of the lane.
Wouldn't that be great?
I love it. You know what? I'm going to throw this out there. I think at some point you should do this, Finn. But the bowling alley tour, basically, and bowling alleys around the country, the old ones, like the classics. I mean, think about the gear, the merch that you can sell, the really cool cheesy bowling shirts, and get a bowling ball.
It would be great.
It'd be awesome.
But see, it's not. Guys, hold on a second. That's the bowling alley. Stop doing that.
Which one?
Okay, let's get back. I don't know.
Bowling alley tour.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. It wouldn't be fair to the drummer or keyboard player because they're sitting ducks.
That is true. That is true.
Oh, that
so we would have to do that.
At the very end,
okay.
just take out the drum set with the ball. Everybody bring out your balls.
Hey, you know what? You know what? God dang right.
That's a show.
What a great, hey, better than Keith Moon, man. Did you wreck your drums? Yeah, with bowling balls. What?
Bowling ball went right through
I smashed my gear with bowling balls.
Now that's a story. That's a story to tell the grandkids
I
right
mean, even
there.
the bowling alley they're so cheesy, from the food to the
Yeah.
drinks to the
It
art,
is.
but it's also so
great.
Americana or classic. It's like, I mean, the art and the graphics could
Hey,
be really fun.
It was either that guys or the Elks Lodge. I thought we could get those Elks hats, you know, and
Nah.
you know, we
I
could
see
be
the
Murph
next-
and the Magic Tones.
There's
Not
the
as
next
much fun.
decade of tours for you.
Yeah,
Tour spots.
absolutely.
But let's go back to the Wildcat, because there's not a cooler
Yeah.
spot in town than the
Yeah.
Wildcat. And I love it. Almost reminds, it's like you never, the Tearaways are a big global band, guys. If you don't know them, where the heck have you been? The Tearaways are huge. They've been
in COVID.
everywhere. They've been around, what did you say, 40 years? And
Yeah,
and
we've had some interesting gigs.
Ground Zero, Santa Barbara, Isla Vista. I mean, you got to get out and support them. You're not going to be able to get in, by the way.
It's yeah. I mean, we're pretty much done now. I mean, we're happy for the outpour, and you know, we wanted to have a nice, fun show and said, hey, you know, come on out and tell us what you've been doing for the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Let's see. You know, come on out and see what's going on. And I think it's just, you know what, when all of us guys, when we get together, we just have this big smile on our face, like, this is just going to be great. You know, we just know it's going to be great. And the cool part is we don't even know what's going to be great about it. Even if like an amp blows up, that's great. You know, hey, look, they broke their gear. That's cool.
That's
So,
rock and roll.
you know, we'll see. But I think the Spruce Goose will get off the air and you know, off the water, and we'll start moving. So
Cool.
yeah, we're really excited about that. We're excited about playing a couple of these new songs. We're excited about this tour. We're going to England in August for this annual thing that happens in Liverpool. So that'll sort of be like playing 40 shows in a week. And it'll be kind of like the Beatles at the Star Club, 10 hours a night. You know, you come back and you're like, there's two things it does to you. One, it's major fat farm. So it's like, have you been working out? No, I just played in England. Man, you know, it's like, you didn't even have to try to work out. You could drink beer. There's no dietary limitation.
I
man.
Put everything away, and then I had a warm beer to cool my.
That's right. Hey, with the strict diet of English food, you're going to lose weight. Okay.
Dang it. So, Finn, can you stay for a minute more? I don't want to let you go, but we got to take a real quick commercial break. Let me tell you where. Well, again, I want to say Wildcat Lounge, one of the classics in Santa Barbara. If you've never been there and you're from around the world, it's like going to the Cavern Club or CG, what was it? CG, oh, I'm going to forget the name. CBGBs or the Viper.
The whiskey.
It's like one of these classic lounges, dive bar, but in the best way to describe a dive bar. And who doesn't love a good dive bar lounge? And the Tearaways, again, worldwide, internationally famous, global phenomenon. The Tearaways started here in Santa Barbara and Isla Vista. They are playing on stage at the Wildcat, and I believe it's close to sold out, but still try. Where do you get to see, and when do you get to see a band with 100 people in the room like the Tearaways, a big band, and just mix it up and crash and fly and soar and everything in between, and just have a great time and live to tell about it? The Tearaways at the Wildcat Lounge tomorrow, which is June 20, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. It's the 24th of June. Today we're doing the show on the 23rd. You're hearing it air tonight on the 23rd. But it is tomorrow night, Friday night, Santa Barbara, Wildcat Lounge, the Tearaways. We'll be right back.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Finn's always ready. Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. We are with Finn, John Finseth, the Tearaways lead singer, and he's joined us today. He'll be here in Santa Barbara. I think he's out at his house down in LA somewhere. Where is that manager of yours? He said Mark Platt. He said he was going to join us.
Oh yeah, no. The manager's at my house in Santa Barbara.
Oh, you're in Santa Barbara.
And I think he's floating on my Mickey Mouse floating device in the pool. Okay. Now
I heard I heard he was having a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, having a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Doesn't he have a little bacon in there? A little bacon in there?
Some bacon in there, and then he has a chaser of a chimichanga.
Yeah.
Okay? Gotta have a little chimichanga with it.
Gotta have that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're giving him
absolutely.
the love. He's hardworking. So I said, hey man, you need just to chill and float for a while. So he's gonna, hopefully he's floating right now.
Well, if you watch this
I
on,
advise that.
well, hopefully he's floating. Yeah, hopefully he's not floating. Hopefully he's not floating face down. That's what.
Oh Lord.
And,
No,
and
no,
washing his
we don't want him
greasy-
sinking. We don't want him sinking.
He's washing his
Okay.
greasy chimichanga peanut
I-
butter fingers into the pool while you're not watching.
That's
I
it
think
right
he's-
there.
You better get
Hey,
out there.
I think he's buoyant. Okay, I think he's
Uh-oh.
buoyant.
Okay, that's good.
So we're
That's
good.
Little buoyancy, never hurt
Yeah.
anybody.
Never hurt anybody. Yeah. So what we're urging everybody coming out, see myself, see Greg, Dave, Mark tomorrow, and then you can even see the manager Mark, and come on out and let's have fun.
You get a free T-shirt too, John. Right?
Well,
Ben? No.
the
No.
first
All right, I
50
got a free
do.
T-shirt. Sorry.
The first
Yeah,
50.
you do have one.
Maybe
Yeah.
I didn't even get one. I don't know. I don't think I
Unfortunately,
was the first 50, so maybe I don't even get
Yeah.
one. That's okay though. I'll buy
No,
one.
we
Let's support.
no, we have one. We have one for you.
Finn, you know, if you're
Yeah.
watching this on our YouTube channel, Finn is in the Spruce Goose in the pilot's seat.
That's right.
And, yeah. Every time I see you, you're in the pilot seat. So
What's with the pointed hair?
what's with
I
the
don't
no
know.
hair?
You got a little point in front there.
He's got cool
Like a
hair. Man. He's a
mohawk.
rock star.
I noticed that.
Yeah, man.
Us
You know
who,
what, dude? You
dude?
gotta do what you got. Hey,
Us
hey,
who?
when you drive, hey, when you're driving vintage convertibles, you gotta, James Dean it a little bit here, man.
I
or
like it.
something.
I like it. It's
You know?
you. It's really you.
All
I
right,
think
Finn,
it works.
We'll let you
Hey,
go.
let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, I got your T-shirt for you. It's an extra small.
It doesn't matter. I was going to crop it off halfway anyway.
What a midriff are you now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just,
you know. Hey,
I'm
look,
gonna-
I love a man in touch with his sexuality.
I'm gonna just cut it in half and let the, dance.
Okay. And tomorrow night is Speedo night.
Yeah, yeah. The
Oh,
wild.
kidding.
nice.
That'd be-
Hey,
Oh
there's
my God.
There's something kind of cool. I guess it's cool. You invited me to get up there with you and announce you guys.
Yeah, Yeah,
Oh,
would
Come on down and see me
yeah.
wet flop with that one.
We would love you to come up on stage
Flop sweat.
and introduce us both times for both sets. All
there
right.
you go.
I'm not letting you get away with that only one set.
There
We're
you
doing
go.
2 45-minute sets.
Oh no, you
So
know who's
we
gonna,
need
can I tell you who's gonna do the second set?
Uh-oh.
Can I
Yes.
answer that or should I do a surprise
Yeah.
guest?
Go ahead.
And Haitian's gonna announce you guys on the second.
Oh,
Yeah.
And hey, right on.
Haish, yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't- you didn't know that?
huge. Well,
hadn't
I know
told
it
you?
now.
Or Mark,
You-
didn't tell
that's right.
Maybe he was going to surprise you. Act surprised.
Hollywood's in the house, man.
Hollywood's in
we
the
like
house
this.
tomorrow night. She's coming up to check it out.
I
And
mean-
the Tearaways
Yeah.
at the Wildcat.
that's kind of like so you get this news. And, well, when were you going to tell me this? Well, I'm telling you now.
He doesn't care. He's
Right.
these guys are the stars, the
That's
Tearaways, and we're just happy to be invited along. Are there any tickets left? I've got 2, by the way. So give me a call if you. I was holding them for radio people. So
Yeah.
radio listeners, give me a call if you want to go, or you don't have my number. I'm not going to give it to you. So here's how about do this? Hit me up on Facebook
That's
on
right.
Messenger there.
And actually,
Yeah.
it's really appropriate, Finn, because you guys are performing 6 months before Christmas Eve. Did you think of that? Did you even think of that?
Where the hell did you get that?
You know what? I don't even know what Christmas Eve is. What is that? Is that some new holiday?
That's where you wear that Santa cap and have too much eggnog.
There you
That's
go.
why you
Oh.
forgot about it. You wanted
Oh,
to.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, that's that I think all of our pre-sales were sold out of the pre-sales. So there'll be some tickets maybe at the door. So I'd say
Get
to
down there
people, you
quick.
get
Get
there if
down
they
there,
want to go
yeah.
to the show, try to get there, by 7:15, 7:30, because I think they're gonna have some at the door, but I believe the pre-sales are I think they're done. I think I'm
Yeah.
not positive, but we're
Have
real
you
close.
played Wildcat before, Finn?
Never.
Never. Wow.
However,
First time a Wildcat.
but
And
But
last.
see, we used to play Alex's Cantina, which is on the
Oh, I
other
remember
side.
Alex's. Oh my God.
And on our break, before it was called Wildcat, it was called Joe's Tavern.
Yes.
And we'd
Oh,
go
wow.
in there on our break, and it was literally like going into Tijuana, because I mean, it was that ba ba, you walk in, and I mean, literally, you did not want to touch any surface. This is, okay, no surface whatsoever. And you actually needed to take a shower after you left. It was that bad. But it was classic. It was like literally like going to Tijuana right next door. So we used to love to go there and listen to the mariachi bands. They'd have like 16 guys on a little like 3-foot by 4-foot plank. And we're just be marveling how they all could be on this little plank and playing mariachi. It was freaking amazing. We loved it.
I hope you don't mind, Finn. I'm going to be giving Jeremiah my portable cassette recorder with fresh batteries so he can record a bootleg tape.
No.
Okay, here's what you do. You're recording the bootleg tape. Okay, here's what you do. Somebody has to walk up to wherever the microphone is, just like in the old days. When we'd see other bands recording their tapes, we'd walk really close to the microphone right when the band was playing, and we'd go, and we'd say like jokes. So, Frank, what does a guy with a 12-inch unit have for breakfast? I don't know. Well, I had bacon. You start telling really bad jokes while the band's trying to record themselves right in front of their condenser mic.
Oh my!
So then and they wouldn't know who's doing this shit because they're playing. And you're just like telling jokes into their microphone the whole time.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I love that one. That's a good story.
You guys have a fabulous time tomorrow night. Just
we will have a great time.
Blow the roof off of the place.
We're gonna do something, and we know that's gonna happen. We're gonna do something.
Something's gonna happen.
That's right.
Something is gonna happen. And hey, really appreciate the shout out on the on the show. It's freaking awesome. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And let's do it.
All right.
You're gonna do it. We're gonna watch it. We can't. I mean, once in a lifetime experience with the Tearaways at Wildcat Lounge in Santa Barbara, California. Get there wherever you're at. Drive there if you're within a couple hundred miles. It'll be worth it. Hopefully you get in. The 24th of June, Friday nights, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and the roof's coming off, as Dr. D said.
Right.
The spruce goose is loose.
We're taking it off. All right, guys.
Pause.
Thanks,
hold on.
guys.
Hold on, Finn. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
What's the single I'm playing for you? Mark sent it, and I forgot to write it down. I'm sorry. It's my bad. Not Mark's. I'm going to announce the single right. Oh, what should I play? What do you want me to play right now?
You think about this.
Entirety.
Why don't you play Married and Single at the same time? We're going to play that.
You know what? He told me to play effing kidding me. I'll play both. I'll play effing.
Okay, play them both.
Okay. Married and Single. I don't know if I have it, but I'll look.
If you don't, then play effing kidding me. That's fine.
Okay, I'll get it from it if I don't have it. We'll drop it in. This is going to air tonight. I'll send it to you and Mark today, the podcast version, if you want to share it out and get it out there. So we're going to come back because I didn't say goodbye. And I'll announce. Tell me the title one more time. Married.
Are you effing kidding me?
Which one do you want to play in its entirety? Like cap this interview?
I want you to play Married and Single at the same time. It's called Married and Single.
Married
at the same time. Okay, I like it. Ready? Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna come back and say goodbye, and then I want you to plug the show if you could for us before you say hang up. But hold on, we'll do one after another. You'll be gone in 1 minute.
3, 2, 1.
So
come on out tomorrow night to the Wildcat. Go ahead.
Where did I leave off at the very end?
You just want to jump in with, hey, don't miss the da 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 da. Now we're gonna just start with. Now we're going to go to
Married and Single at the same time.
Go.
Tearaways.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
And now we're going to play for you this new single. Let me do that again.
Okay. 3.
You say do it would have worked. Too many singles.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
And now we're going to play for you in its entirety to cap off this interview and get you all worked up for tomorrow night's show with the Tearaways at the Wildcat Lounge. Here is their single, Married and Single at the same time. See you tomorrow night.
Thanks.
Hold on. And now count them down. Just say this is Finn or John or whatever you want to say. And come see the show tomorrow night. You're listening to the Jeremiah Show.
All right. Stand by. Okay. I'll count you down. In 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. This is Finn from the Tearaways. you are listening and watching the Jeremiah Show, come on down to the Wildcat Lounge tomorrow night, 8 to 10. It will be a blast for someone.
Okay.
Love it, Finn. Enjoy swimming.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you guys. Thanks again, man. I look forward to meeting you tomorrow.
Oh, Finn, do you guys? Okay.
No, he's
He's gone. Oh, talk to Mark about dinner. I was unsure. I'm going to probably make some reservations at the Lark if you guys want to, if you're going to have dinner before, with Mark and Ann, if you want to join. So just let me know if you guys want to come.
Stop by. Yeah, I would love to stop by there if I can. I usually don't eat food the day of gigs.
Or grab a drink.
I literally eat no food.
Yeah.
But I would love to stop by there and meet with you and just talk with you guys. So I'll try to make that happen.
All right.
Just let us know what time.
All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks again, guys.